Hey, this is John from Youth for U.S. Liberty, and I just got back from a Romney rally in Colorado. I was sign-waving for Gary Johnson and, saying our libertarian propaganda, according to Republicans. And, something really interesting happened. Of course, the whole time we were, talking about how Romney supported the Troubled Assets Relief Program, the NDAA, the Patriot Act, gun bans, and, none of those are conservative, and that's what we're saying, and, we'd get boos, like, at least it's not Obama, and I would always, say, can somebody give me one example of how Obama is different from Romney? And of course, none of them could. Not one of them could give me one difference. And then of course we're there, and it's probably 5 or 6 of us, and a police officer comes up to us, and they've kind of been passing us a whole bunch, and one finally comes up and goes, "We're gonna have to ask you to leave or move." And I kind of just start going. We all kind of go, "Why?" And he goes, "Because you can't, speak here," or whatever he says. And I go, "Well, I mean, can you tell me why I can't be here?" Because we were on public property. We were just on the sidewalk. We weren't blocking anyone, nothing. And he was telling us we had to move. And he told us that over in some other faraway area was the protester area. And, he's like, "You have," and I'm like, "Well," I come up and I'm kind of like, "Well, what about free speech?" And he goes, "Well, we're giving you free speech over there." And I just kind of laughed at him. And, I laughed at him because, free speech over there. Like, you're not free. You're only a little free. And it was just kind of funny. And, I finally, he's finally, we get into this heated argument finally about, we can be right here, and he's saying how we can't, but we can be right there. And we weren't doing anything wrong, we weren't causing trouble, of course, there would be some conflict in ideas when we were saying it, of course, I mean, but that's kind of the point. And I'm like, he's like, you're holding signs, and I look around, I'm like, look at all these Romney signs, what's wrong? Oh, so that's okay, and, he's like, well, conflict, whatever he says, can. And we go away, we walk a couple, we're still kind of protesting right there. And this other sergeant comes up and finally goes, "No, you guys can definitely be here. That's the protest area was for large protests that would heed traffic through it, and would cause fights. And we're being libertarians, civilized libertarians, just saying facts. We're not using any ad hominem attacks on Republicans or anything." And so he recognized that and goes, "Yeah, I've been watching you guys for a while, and there's nothing wrong with what you're doing at all." I mean, and he was kind of laughing, and it's like, what that cop doesn't realize is he's probably a Romney fan, but when he comes and talks to you and says that kind of stuff, he's really just, you kind of just proving his point. And, the cop just proved our point. We're in a police state. We don't really have any freedoms, sure, we can go to the protest area, but is that really free to go sit in the protest area and talk about it? No. I'm hoping to get some footage of it. I had a friend, right when the cop comes up, one of my friends, Ryan, goes immediately, get the camera out now. Get the camera out now. Just to the cop's face. Videotape this now. And, I don't think he did. I think the person he was telling to get the camera was actually a little frightened by the whole thing. But he did. We did. I think we got a little footage of, our feet with the cop. But I'll see what I have. I also have some footage of the actual, what we were saying to people as we were walking. I hope we just put some reason into some of these people's minds. I mean, and some of them, I would sympathize with some of them if they gave me a valid point. And that's what I told them. I said, "Listen, I understand, Obama supports this, that, and the other thing, but so does Romney." And, I gave them the proof, and they said, "No, that's absolutely not true." And I would just say, give one example. And either they didn't give an example, they ignored it, or they said, "I don't need an example," or "There's hundreds, so I can't really think of one," or, they would give, a really crappy one, Romney's a Republican, the name really matters. And, today was definitely awesome. The Bill Clinton speech was, okay, because we didn't get so many people because the lines went through, but because the TSA was at this event, we were able to get a lot of speech into these people. It was great. So make sure, if you like the videos, like the ideas, like the libertarianism, make sure to like this video, comment, join the discussion, and subscribe. Live free.